half controlled bridge rectifier with RL load, means half controlled bridge rectifier with inductive load. So this is the circuit diagram for half controlled bridge rectifier with inductive load. As seen in this circuit diagram, again there are two configurations with the inductive load. First is the symmetrical configuration, second is the asymmetrical configuration. In the symmetrical configurations, the two SCRs T1 and T2 have common cathode, and the two diodes D1 and D2 have common anodes. In the asymmetrical configuration, one of the SCR T1 and the second diode D2 have common anode, and SCR T2 and diode D1 have common anode. So what is the difference between symmetrical and asymmetrical? In the symmetrical configurations, the components are having the common terminal, means the components SCRs are having the common anodes or cathodes, and the component diodes are having the common anodes. But in the asymmetrical configurations, we can see a SCR and diode have common cathode, SCR T2 and diode D1 have common anode. The load is inductive in nature, means we will see a inductor in series with a resistor. Here also in asymmetrical we will see a inductor in series with a resistor. But overall it is a distributed parameter, hence we will say that it is inductive load. Here also it is inductive load. So these two figures are the alternative arrangements of two pulse half controlled bridge rectifiers or converters with inductive load. The various waveforms are shown in the figure 4.27. So these are the waveforms. We will discuss the working. This is another waveform for the symmetrical configuration. We will discuss the working. We will see how this both the waveforms are different. Okay. Now we will first consider the symmetrical circuit operation. So as shown in this figure, as shown in this circuit, when the SCR T1 is turned on at a firing angle alpha in each positive half cycle, the SCR T1 will conduct. And during the negative half cycle, after the firing angle alpha, or we can say pi plus alpha. Why pi plus alpha? Because in the negative half cycle already the conduction period has gone up to the pi, so the next firing angle for the SCR T2 will be after pi plus alpha. So from the instant alpha, supply voltage appears across the output terminal AB through the thyristor T1 and diode D1. Means what? During the positive half cycle, SCR T1 is forward bias, diode D2 is reverse bias. Okay. So at the same time, the SCR T2 is also reverse bias. So the current will flow from this L to thyristor T1. It will go to inductor L R, come back to the D1 and then back to the neutral. Okay, so the direction of current flow, L terminal L, T1 terminal A, inductor L, R, B, D1 and N. It will not flow from T2 and D2 because both are reverse biased, and if both are reverse biased, they will act as a off switch, and hence no current will flow through them. We will see the direction of current flow. So this red colored line indicates the direction of current flow. Here we can see that SCRT2 is reverse bias as well as diode D2 is reverse bias during the positive half cycle of the AC input. Okay, so if this is positive and this is negative, then obviously the diode D2 is reverse bias. Now if we look at the polarity at this terminal is positive, therefore this SCR is also reverse biased. Hence both are open switch, the current will flow from inductor, the current will flow from L, T1, terminal A, inductor, resistor, diode D1 and back to the neutral. Here the filter inductance L is assumed to be sufficiently large so that the continuous load current is produced at the output. Let this current be indicated by ID and it's taken to be the constant. Hence, during the positive half cycle, the SCR-T1 and diode D1 conducts. Now when the supply voltage, input supply voltage reverses at the angle equals to pi. So during the negative half cycle, it will start from an angle pi. The diode D2 is now forward bias, and as diode D1 is already conducting, the diode D2 is turned on and the load current passes through D2 and T1. As the supply voltage reverse biases diode D1, it is turned off. Thus, the load current freewheels through the path R, B, D2, T1, A and L. So it will continue to move in this loop itself during the interval from pi to pi plus alpha. So let us see how the freewheeling action takes place. So this blue color arrow indicates the freewheeling action of the diode D1. And hence the load current freewheels through the path R, then terminal B, D2, SCR-T1, terminal A and back to the inductor in the each supply cycle. During the negative half cycle, at instant pi plus alpha, a triggering pulse is applied to forward bias the SCR T2. Now as the SCR T2 is fired, it is turned on. As SCR T2 is turned on, the supply voltage reverse biases the SCR T1 and then it turns off by the line commutation action. Therefore, the load current now flows from terminal N, T2 then inductor L, R, D2 and L, which is similarly to fully controlled converter with freewheeling diode. So in this asymmetrical configuration with half controlled action, there is no need of connecting additional diode in parallel with the inductive load. Here we have seen that the conduction period of SCRs and diodes are equal. Therefore, this circuit is called as symmetrical configuration. Now consider the circuit 4.26b, that is asymmetrical configuration. So during the positive half cycle of the AC supply, SCR T1 and diode D1 are forward biased. And when SCR T1 is fired after a firing angle alpha, it will turn on. Now the current will flow from this L to T1, terminal A, L, R, B, diode D1 and back to the neutral. So the direction of current flow is shown by this blue colored arrow. It is from line terminal L, T1 SCR, then terminal A. It will not flow from the diode D2 because it is reverse biased. If we consider here the polarity plus, then here also the polarity plus will appear. Now this diode is reverse bias. Okay. So the current will now flow from this L to T1, then inductive load R and L, then this again the diode D1 is forward bias, so the current will flow from this diode D1 and from this point it will flow to the neutral. The current from point B will not flow through this SCR T2 because it is reverse bias. How it is reverse biased? If we consider this is plus, then if it is plus over here from this point it is dividing, then this SCRT2 is reverse biased and hence it is act as a open switch. Hence the SCRT1 and diode D1 conducts from alpha to pi. Similarly, T2, SCRT2 and D2 will conduct from angle pi plus alpha to 2 pi. 2 pi is the one complete cycle duration in the negative half cycle of the AC supply. The freewheeling action is provided by diodes D1 and D2 from 0 degree to alpha degree and from pi to pi plus alpha in each of the input supply cycle. So in this converter or rectifier configuration, the conduction period of thyristors and diodes are unequal. Hence, this circuit is known as asymmetrical configuration. Means what? The conduction of the SCRs and the diodes, the conductions are different. They are having a different time periods and hence the configuration is called as asymmetrical configurations. The thyristor conducts for a longer interval in the symmetrical configurations, and in the asymmetrical configuration the thyristor conducts for a shorter time duration. Therefore, the thyristors or SCRs used in the symmetrical circuit must have higher average current rating as compared to those in the asymmetric configuration. Why? Because in the symmetrical configuration, the SCR conducts for a longer time duration, and in the asymmetrical, the conduction is for the less time interval. Now, the average DC output voltage can be calculated as EDC is equals to 1 upon pi integration from alpha to pi Em sin omega t dt. Therefore, EDC is equals to Em by pi 1 plus cos alpha. So, this equations is derived from this waveforms. So, in comparing the operation of the half controlled 2-pulse circuit with that of fully controlled circuit, the following points are evident. Since half the thyristors are replaced by a diode, a half controlled converter is less costlier than fully controlled converter. The period of negative voltage swing at the DC terminals obtained with fully controlled bridge circuits are replaced by freewheeling periods of zero voltage in half control circuit. Means without using any additional diode, freewheeling diode with the inductive load, the freewheeling action is obtained. The elimination of the negative swings, that is half waving of the voltage at the DC terminals, is advantageous because it will result in the reduction of the ripple voltage, and correspondingly it reduces the filtering requirement. In half controlled bridge circuit, the average DC terminal voltage can be continuously controlled from maximum to virtually zero with an increased load current and controlled range of the firing angle alpha. Due to the freewheeling action with the half control bridge circuit, the power factor is also improved in the half controlled rectifier. The AC supply current is more distorted due to its zero periods with half control circuit compared to fully controlled bridge circuit. Now this supposed to be the disadvantage of the half control circuit because the AC supply current is more distorted due to its zero periods in half control circuit. Half control converters are widely used in mainline AC tractions where large DC motors are supplied from a single phase AC supply. Means the supply is single phase, but the DC motors, they are consuming more power. In that conditions, we are using the half controlled converters. So these are the few advantages of half control converters with respect to, in comparison with, full wave controlled rectifier. To summarize the working of symmetrical configuration including its waveform, we will discuss it once again, what is happening during the positive half cycle and during the negative half cycle. So if we look at the symmetrical configuration during the positive half cycle of the input AC, so this is more positive. Okay, so the current will flow from L T1, inductor R, D2 and L for the time duration alpha to pi. So we will obtain the output load voltage. What are these pulses? These pulses are firing pulses given to the gate terminal of SCR T1 during the positive half cycle. So till the SCR is triggered and it starts conducting, we will obtain a voltage VT1 that is across this SCR T1. This voltage VT1. When we will obtain this voltage VT1 across this SCR T1 means till it is not given a firing pulse. So this will be the voltage voltage obtained across the SCR T1 before conduction. So the direction of current flow is like this. The current will not flow from T2 and there was a slight mistake in the direction of the current flow. The direction of current flow during the positive half cycle is from this L T1, again inductor, resistor, diode D1 and back to the neutral. During the negative half cycle, L is negative, N is positive. So after a firing angle alpha applied after the time interval pi plus alpha. So this distance up to this distance is pi and this distance is again alpha. So the total distance up to this point is pi plus alpha. So during the negative half cycle at a time interval of pi plus alpha, now SCR T2 is triggered, fired. Okay. So during the negative half cycle, this SCR T1 is reverse bias. Subsequently, diode D1 is reverse bias. So the current will flow from this neutral through T2 through the inductive load to the diode D2 and it will back to the L. So during the both positive and negative half cycles, the direction of current flow is same. Hence, we will obtain positive output voltages during this positive half cycle as well as in the negative half cycle. I will show this yellow line indicates the. So during the positive half cycle also we are getting the positive load voltage. During the negative half cycle also we are getting the positive load voltage. Now here one interesting fact is that I'll use different color. We are not obtaining any half waving. As we are using the inductive load, still we are not having any half waving because we know that inductor stores energy. But as soon as the negative half cycle comes after the time interval pi, as soon as the negative half cycle comes after the time interval pi, freewheeling action takes place from this R, the freewheeling action will take place from this and the current will move in this loop itself. So this is the advantage of using this diode. The freewheeling action will continue in this loop itself. So there is no half waving, and SCR T1 will not conduct during this negative half cycle also. In the previous sections, we have discussed that the SCR T1 continues to conduct during the negative half cycle because of this energy stored by the inductor. But as this D2 is in parallel with this inductor, the freewheeling action will take place and the current will continue to flow through R through D2, and it will continue to flow from T1 and back to the inductor till the time duration alpha plus pi. The direction is forward, okay, but this EMF, back EMF and this current will cancel each other, and hence no half waving. Similarly, after the negative half cycle also there is no half waving. So this eliminates the use of freewheeling, additional freewheeling diode. So this is all about the working of symmetrical configuration with inductive load. So till the SCR is not conducting, we will obtain the voltage across the SCR. Till the SCR is not conducting, we will obtain the voltage across the SCR. Why this waveform is coming? Because SCR is off. SCR T1 is off. This is the voltage across SCR T1 during the negative half cycle. Whenever the SCR is off, we will obtain voltage across the SCR till it is not conducting, and the sequence will repeats. And we can see the current is very much steady, very much steady. The current is very much steady. Load current, it is steady. Why it is steady? Because this inductor value is very large, so it will act as a filter, so it will remove all these variations and we will obtain a smooth DC voltage. So this is the, so this ID is the load current and we will obtain a smooth DC current because here the series inductor acts as a filter. Similar explanation can be given for the working of asymmetrical configurations. Okay, so during the positive half cycle, during the positive half cycles of the AC input, SCR T1 and diode D1, they will be conducting, and diode D2 and SCR T2 are reverse bias. So during the positive half cycle of the AC input, this L is more positive. The current will flow from this L to SCR T1 through this inductor, through this resistor, through this diode D1 and back to the neutral. This is the direction of current flow during the positive half cycle. So as soon as SCR T1 is triggered, after the firing angle alpha, we will obtain the output voltage and we will obtain the load current. During the negative half cycle, this L is negative with respect to N. So the current will flow from this N terminal. The diode D2 is forward bias. Then the current will flow from the inductor, resistor, the diodes D1. Diode D1 and SCR-T2 are off because they are reverse bias. Hence, the current will flow from this N diode D2, L, R, T2 and back to the live. Hence, we will get the output from this pi plus alpha to 2 pi. Similarly, we will get the load current. Now this inductor is acting as a series filter and hence we will obtain the smooth DC voltage. And when the SCR is off, we will obtain the voltage across the SCR. So this is all about the working of symmetrical and asymmetrical configuration with RL load, eliminating the use of freewheeling diodes, because these diodes in the asymmetrical configuration as well as in the symmetrical configurations are performing the freewheeling action. We are not getting any of the half waving. Here also we will not get any of the half waving, no half waving, because these diodes perform the operation of freewheeling. And hence this configuration is more advantageous than bridge configuration inductive load with freewheeling diodes. So this is all about half control rectifiers, symmetrical and asymmetrical configuration with inductive load.